Hello, a warm welcome to you from SGT University, Budhera, Gurgaon, India. Myself, Dr. Manisha Khandai. Today, I will be presenting on mucormycosis post-COVID recovery. India is currently combating the second wave of coronavirus, and the medical fraternity in our country are not only concerned about this deadly contagious virus but also other complications that are being reported by the patients. The death incidences are at highest levels since beginning of the pandemic worldwide. In Southeast Asia region, there is an upward trajectory of cases, and the second wave is more severe and widespread with troubling number of cases, hospitalization and mortality. One such lethal complication being observed in patients in India in recent times who have tested positive for COVID-19 and are gradually recovering. Hundreds of cases are due to post-COVID mucormycosis are reported in India in from Gujarat, Bengaluru, Mumbai, Delhi and Haryana. It has triggered an additional wave of panic among the general public. What is this mucormycosis is? Mucormycosis is a rare fungal infection caused by Mucormycete mold that are found extensively in soil, plants, decaying matter, manure. So this is an ubiquitous fungi. These fungi affects the sinuses, brains and lungs, and overall mortality is 50%, ranging from 30 to 70%. So the types of mucormycosis could be rhinocerebral mucormycosis, pulmonary mucormycosis, gastrointestinal mucormycosis, cutaneous mucormycosis, and disseminated mucormycosis. Why there is surge in mucor cases in post-COVID patients? As we all have seen that COVID has tendency to worsen the diabetes, causes immune dysregulation affecting T helper 2 and T helper 1 responses, which promote microbial proliferation and subsequent infection. It is also responsible for higher pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory cytokines, less CD4 interferon gamma expressions, and fewer CD4 and CD8 cells, which requires steroid and tocilizumab for its management. Who are at risk? Not all people who have contracted coronavirus infections and on treatment for COVID-19 obtain mucormycosis. There are certain individuals who are more prone for getting affected by the fungal infection, such as decrease in general health of the patient, people with uncontrolled diabetes mellitus who are unable to keep blood sugar levels within the normal range, person with comorbid conditions taking immunosuppressant steroid medications to manage pres- preventing illness as COVID-19 over an extended length of time. Being treated in intensive care for prolonged interval time, decreased immune system due to comorbidities such as previous organ transplant surgeries or cancer therapy producers, and those who are already on antifungal drugs like voriconazole therapy. So, when to suspect mucormycosis in COVID-19 recovered patients? When patient present with sinusitis along with clogging of the nasal tract and blood and blackish mucus emission from the nose, with local pain on cheekbone or on one sided of the facial pain, numbness or swelling on the face. There could be blackish discoloration over bridges of nose or palate. There might be toothache along with gum abscesses, loosening of teeth and jaw involvement. Just wanted to inform here that we have diagnosed 6 cases of oral mucormycosis in patients who recovered from COVID-19 infections almost after 1.5 to 3 months post COVID infection during first wave. Patients were present with multiple discharging sinuses on the gums or gingivitis or loosening of teeth. And all patients were having diabetic type 2 and age group was ranging between 37 to 59 years. Patient may present with blurred or double vision with retrobulbar pain, swelling and redness affected in the affected eyes. Patient would be having fever and headache, and there might be presence of skin lesions. Patient with lung mucormycosis might be present with the pleural effusion, hemoptysis, and worsening of respiratory symptoms. Abnormal blood clotting or thrombosis of the tissues may found. So, when to seek medical care? When patients presenting with headache or nasal obstruction means persisting or severe and not responding to pain medicines, or when there is a nasal crusting and discharge like brownish or blood tinged discharge from the nose, pain or loss of sensation on the face, or discoloration of skin of face, or localized fluffiness, and loosening of teeth, or discolored or ulcerated palate may be present. What to do if you have these symptoms? Consult your doctor immediately. Doctor will take history and examine clinically and take appropriate specimen for diagnosis. Mucormycosis is a medical emergency even if it is only a clinical suspicion. There should be a multidisciplinary team approach which include microbiologists, internal medicine specialists, intensivist, neurologist, ENT specialist, ophthalmologist, dentist, surgeon, and biochemist to make proper diagnosis and the treatment. For diagnosis, proper sample collection is very important. So first step is correct proper sample collection. Subject to microscopy, culture may be conventional or by automatic method like MALDI-TOF or by molecular diagnostic, and radiological findings will help in the proper diagnosis of mucormycosis. So the samples like tissue biopsy is a gold standard, or swab from affected areas, biopsy, sputum sample and ball can be collected and subject it to direct microscopy by using 10 to 20% of KOH, and you will get this kind of the hyaline broad septate hyphae in the KOH mount, plus routine fungal stain like lactose phenol cotton blue staining can be done, where you can get a ribbon like irregular hyphae with wide angle branching. Fluorescent staining like calca fluor white can be done, and the specimen shall be inoculated on Sabarat dextrose agar, and after getting growth, we can confirm the growth by doing lactophenol cotton blue staining again. The samples can be directly subjected to MALDI-TOF, that is matrix assisted laser desorption ionization method for identification, and the molecular methods like polymerase chain reaction or restricted fragment length polymorphism, DNA sequencing that target 18S ribosomal DNA of mucorales can be used. And the serology can be done like mucorale specific T cells by using ELISpot assays, and galactomannan and B-glucan is negative in mucormycosis cases. Radiodiagnosis like CT scan and MRI can be used, and it helps to detect the fungal angio invasion, bone destruction, and necrosis. It also helps to look for soft tissue involvement and intracranial involvement. This slide is showing the do's and don'ts for the COVID patients. Do not self medicate. Do not miss warning signs and symptoms, and do not miss fungal sinusitis in immunosuppressed and or patients on immunomodulators. Do not hesitate to seek aggressive investigations as an appropriate for detecting fungal etiology, and do not lose crucial time to initiate treatment of mucormycosis. Then do's like ensure personal hygiene by bathing and scrubbing the body thoroughly, particularly after returning out from the polluted areas. Then wearing of face masks and face shields when going out, mainly at construction site, in farms, and gardening while doing gardening activities. Then control hyperglycemia, which is very important. Monitor blood glucose level in post COVID-19 discharge patients. Use steroid judiciously at correct timing, correct doses, and duration. Use clean, sterile water for humidifiers during oxygen therapy. Use antibiotics and antifungals judiciously. So these were do's and don'ts for COVID patients. Now, how to manage control diabetes and ketoacidosis. Once the diagnosis of mucormycosis is confirmed, then the immediate treatment strategy is to prescribe antifungal medications, but reduce steroids with aim to discontinue rapidly, discontinue immunomodulating drugs, extensive surgical debridement wherever it is necessary, and install peripherally inserted central catheter, that is PICC line, for the treatment. Monitor carefully for any signs of recurrence with repeated local inspection is very important. Now, how to prevent it among COVID patients? It is advised to examine blood glucose levels even after the initially corona positive patients with diabetes mellitus has tested negative for COVID-19, and seek medical care at once if there is a sudden spike in blood sugar readings. Use steroid judiciously only for patients with hypoxemia. Oral steroids contraindicated for normal oxygen saturation. Dose and duration of steroids to be monitored regularly. Universal masking is very important, and at discharge of COVID patients, inform about the warning signs and symptoms of mucormycosis. Be aware of misleading informations like mucor is not a black fungus, it is not contagious, it is not spread by oxygenation, humidifier, and water. No antifungal prophylaxis is needed. So, conclusion is mucormycosis is a deadly opportunistic infection witnessing among the COVID 19 infection across hospitals in India. People with immunosuppression due to COVID related therapy and due to infection itself, if exposed to dust or environment containing mucor, spores are vulnerable. Early surgical debridement, antifungal therapy, and control of underlying risk factors are key to good prognosis. Thank you very much. Thank you all.